back after a long break of 2 years without uploading, but I'm finally back to upload a short little video on whether or not DJ Pro 2 works on a Pioneer controller like this. Before I bought this, it's a big investment, and I was just wondering if Pro DJ 2 would work on a controller that's meant for record box. So I tried to do some research, and the algorithm website only states that yes, it does work, but I know this controller has a lot of features that only work in record box, and how does it all translate to the computer? And I was just confused, and I couldn't find any videos or any information on that. So I bought it anyway because it was obviously going to be 1,000 times better than a Newmark controller. So I bought it, and now I've used it for a couple days, and a lot of things jumped out at me in the beginning that didn't work, and a lot of things jumped out at me that surprisingly did work. And today I'm just going to go through the mixer portion and tell you what does work and what doesn't. Then I'm going to move over to the actual player part and tell you what does work and what doesn't work. Alright, so we're obviously running DJ Pro 2, and I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't. Alright, so first we're going to start in the middle with the mixer portion. First things off the bat, the first thing on your first channel here is your load, and that corresponds with the knob that goes through your media file here, and it does work. It works perfectly. You can pick any song, you can load it in, and you just press the load button to any channel you want to load it into, and it absolutely works. And the second part here is the effects buttons. Those do work perfectly fine. You can press them any point during your set, and they will work. You will have effects on that channel. Third thing here, we got the trim. That absolutely works. It makes the song louder and quieter depending on how you want it. It sets the level. It's perfect. You got your highs, works fine. Mids, works fine. Lows, works fine. The first problem we run into is the filter. The filter only has one setting in DJ Pro 2, whereas in Record Box it has 4 different settings. You have noise, crush, pitch, and filter. You only have filter, and yeah, that does suck. I really wanted a lot of these. I really wanted a lot of these, but they don't work because DJ Pro doesn't have them in its software. So that was the first thing. Not that big of a deal, but not the deal breaker. All right. Secondly, we have the fader, works fine, and we have the cue that just runs the sound of the song into your headphone. So when you're queuing it up, that shows that it's going into your headphone, and you can have all 4 on or 2 on, whatever you want. This just assigns where it is on your crossfader, A or B, and that works fine, perfect there. Then down on the bottom, you have your it assigns what's coming into your channel, whether it's your PC, your phone, phono, or your line. So if you're running like an iPod or something into the back, which you can, you just switch it over to line. If you're running a microphone, you run it over to mic 1, and no problem there. That works all good. I'm gonna load in a song here to show you that everything works. Load it in. Trim works, gets louder and quieter. That works. Obviously it's all off. Filter. That's the only filter you have. Then obviously that goes to your headphones. Your fader. All works. That's all good. You got your crossfader over here. Depending on how you like it, that works. And that's all good there. Now we're going to move over to the player section. You obviously have 3 effects here for Record Box, and yes, all 3 work. The only thing that doesn't work is your effects release and your beat, and yeah, none of that. This doesn't work. but you do have your 3 effects that do work, and you can pick them. You pick them in the software. I can open that up. You can just pick your effects that you want, and that's all good there. The needle search does work as well. The tempo works perfectly fine. Your grid adjust does work, so you can switch it up if it's off beat or off tempo. You move it so it matches up with the beat. That works fine. Scratching works like a dime. That's all good there. The pads was the biggest deal breaker for me, if they worked or not, and it absolutely does work. These are your hot cues. Absolutely does work. These are some effects, just loops. That works. Slicer works. Sampler, got your own slider for that. That all works fine. The pads, everything works fine. The only thing you don't get with the pads is the amount of samples you do in Rekordbox. You only get 12 in DJ Pro 2. That's all you get, and in Rekordbox you get 16. So these two squares right here just turn off, and you don't get that. Your loops works perfectly fine. Sync works perfectly fine. The second pad effects. I'm just kind of rambling on here, and it's kind of random, but I just want to let you know that most of the things on this board do work perfectly fine. You do lose some of those extra features you would get in Rekordbox, but that's the price to pay to be able to use Spotify there, and that's just the best thing in the world, I think. And you can use 4 channels. You can load in 4 channels, no problem. So, and you can toggle between the 2 perfectly fine, and everything else works perfectly fine. If a lot of these features that don't work are putting you on the edge of whether or not you should drop the grand or not, I definitely suggest buying this board. It's way better than any new piece of Newmark I've ever owned, because Newmark, after just a year or 2, craps out on you and doesn't seem to work, and doesn't seem to like connecting to iDJ Pro 2, and so I just switched to Pioneer, and using it in these first couple days is just absolutely amazing, and the quality is way better, and I feel a lot more confident going to a gig that everything's gonna work and it's all gonna be flawless. So yeah, I hope this kind of helped you out, and whether or not everything works in DJ Pro 2, Pro DJ 2, and yeah, that's all I got. Everything basically works. You just don't have your effects. Oh, and your sequencer does not work. That just allows you to like, in Rekordbox, you'd be able to record your samples however you wanted, and then you could play them back. That does not work. You lose your effects release. That does not work. And mostly everything else works how it's supposed to. Everything else is high quality, and yeah, I really like it. And thanks for watching this video, guys. If you have any questions about anything I missed, just put it in the comments and I'll read it and I'll tell you if it works or not. It is a lot of money to drop, and to not know if something works, you know, you want to have that peace of mind, knowing that it's all going to work when you buy it, and it's not going to be that pain in the ass. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna sign off here and hopefully make some more videos in the future on the difference between Newmark and Pioneer, and maybe the benefits of using Pro DJ 2, and I don't know, hopefully I'll start posting a lot more soon. But anyway, signing off, guys. See ya.